Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Bree and this is For a Pause in a Book. Today I am going to be showing you my 2025 reading journal flip through. I am so excited to show you my journal today. I am so proud of it. I've done pretty great work, if I do say so myself, and we're just gonna go through it. Now, if you watched my reading journal flip through last year, you know I did the traditional bullet journal in the Leuchtturm notebook, and that lasted me about 3 months, and then I realized that's just not for me. The style does not work. I am too much of a perfectionist, and also there's just too many, there's too much stuff that I have to have with a journal, and I don't have a good dedicated setup space for it. Honestly, I prefer doing this on the couch, in the living room, watching TV, whatever, and I can't do that with a normal journal just because of the way that our house is set up. So I found a digital journal, and I am so happy with it. I've been working on this since probably about summer of 2024, and I decided to make a new one for 2025, so we are going to get into it. But first, let's get cozy. Let's light a little candle here. I am doing a cedar candle, you know, just to get into the festive season. Go. All right. So this is through the Zinnia app. It is an app on the iPad that you can do a free version of, but you don't get a lot of options for it. So I paid the $39.95 or $39.99 subscription fee. You do that once a year, and you have access to as many journals as you want, as many pages as you want. And then they have all of the new sticker packs every month. It's been so fantastic. And a lot of the things that would take me hours to do, I was able to do super quickly due to it A, being digital, but B, having pre-made calendars, things like that. So this is the cover page. I'm going with this black and gold theme to it. There's also some greens and purples as we go through the journal. My yearly pages have a pretty general theme to them, and then my monthly pages, I might switch that up a little bit as the monthly packs come in. We'll do something that's more seasonal. Very astrological. I love this. This is I'm obsessed, honestly. All right, and then this next page is my goals page. So I put out my 2025 goals. I did make a video if you want to see this in depth, but we have our channel goals. I really want to hit 7K subscribers. I want to do more fun videos. I want to continue to elevate my Patreon. And the key to everything is that authenticity is going to be driving everything. For reading, I put my Goodreads goal at 100. I'll read more than that, but I just don't want it to be that much of a challenge. I want to make sure that I'm reading what I want. I don't want to make a specific set of I want to read a nonfiction every month. I don't want to do that anymore. I just want to read what I want when I want to. I want to make sure that I'm DNFing more. I have a bad habit of completing books and then they're 2.5 and 3 stars. And I don't need that. I want more 5 stars this year. I want to make sure that I'm using KU and my Kindle more. And then I have a physical TBR goal. Then right here, I've made a full page spread for my best book of 2025. So at the end of the year, I'll come back, I'll put the cover in here, and then I might write a little bit about it. I don't know, who knows? Okay, the next page is the word of the year, which is command. I talked about this more in my goals video as well. And then my 2025 new releases bookshelfie. This I'm going to be trying to do read basically 3 new releases every month. And so I want to make sure that I am writing them in. I obviously do not have a specific TBR for these because obviously there's going to be more than 3 books that come out every month. So we'll just see how it goes throughout the year. Then we have my book tracker. This goes up to 169 books. Now I may read more than that in 2025, but I can duplicate this page. I can make another one. That's the great thing about digital bullet journaling, is that I can just add a page right after this one rather than having to flip to the end or save a blank page. Next up, we have a genre blanket key. I hadn't thought to do this before, but I was watching Tori's video and she put this in her journal and I thought that's genius. So what I actually did was take the photo from the website that I bought my yarn from and then color matched so that way I could get the exact colors, but I also put the name of the color in here. I'm using the color theory from Lion Brand. I got that from the website Two of Wands. I'll link everything below if you're interested in it. But I'm going with a very like folklore theme this year, and I'm really excited about it. And then we have our traditional book bracket. Obviously, this may not determine my actual best book of the year or my best, you know, 2 books of the year, whatever, because I might end up with like 3 amazing books in March, and only one of them can make this list, right? So with that being said, this is just kind of a fun March Madness style of format. Then I have a new page for this year. So I have decided I am not going to be doing my star rating breakdown in 2025. I am going to go off of vibes. We're gonna try it for a year. I have been doing a star rating breakdown since like 2018, 2019, something like that. I wanted to switch things up. I wanted to try a little bit differently because I do think that a lot of the times I already knew what the star rating was going to be, even doing the star rating breakdown. And then also I look at a lot of these books that ended up being like 4.5 stars, but I love them. And so like, why weren't they 5 stars? Does that make sense? So we're just going to try it. We're going to see what happens. But I decided to go off of Taylor Swift lyrics. This is definitely not a unique idea. I've seen a couple people do this, but I literally scoured Taylor Swift lyrics and just to get the vibe of each star rating. So we'll zoom in a little bit and I'll show you. So 1 star is quick, tell me something awful from I Hate It Here. And 2 star is maybe we got lost in translation. Maybe I asked for too much because, you know, a lot of times 2 stars are those disappointments. So that's from All Too Well, obviously. And then for a 3 star, I had to go with a lyric from Mr. Perfectly Fine because that's what a 3 star is perfectly fine. So I went with, well, I thought you might be different than the rest. For a 4 star, I went with I Can Still Make the Whole Place Shimmer from Bejeweled because a 4 star is generally a really good book. I'm recommending this book to people, but it just didn't give me those like 5-star feels, right? And so for 5 stars, that was the hardest lyric to come up with, but I did have to use my favorite album, and this is from the song Gorgeous off of Reputation, obviously. It's You Should Think About the Consequence of Your Magnetic Field Being a Little Too Strong. Because a lot of times with a 5-star read, I'm obsessed with it. The magnetic field is just too strong. So I thought it was good. Anyways, thank you for indulging my little Taylor Swift moment. My next page is also a new one, and that is A Year in Pixels. This is really common in the traditional Bujo space, but I wanted to do something with reading. I am not breaking things down as far as like how many pages I read each day is a different color. It's literally, if I read a book, I'm going to color it in. And then if I finish the book, I'll put a little black dot on it. So it's going to be very simple, but it would be cool to see like if there's a trend, if there's a pattern of, you know, what days I am reading more or not reading at all. Then this is a page that I also did last year in my journal, and this is the 5-star reads. And basically my idea is that when I get a 5-star, I will take a picture of the cover and I'll put it in here and we'll have a fun collage. Last year's was just sad because I did not have a lot of 5 stars, and that's kind of why we're changing some things this year. Then this is the Our Fantasy bingo board. Now this is a mid-year project, so it starts in April and goes through March. As you can see, I'm not doing super well this year. I need to kind of focus on this and see what books that I have read that may already fit in here. But what I'll do is when the next board comes out in April, I will just add a new page. Then I have a couple other bingo boards here. We have the 25 in 25 that I created. I'll make my announcement right up there. I'm putting a lot of things up in the top, so if there's too many, I'll have to put some in the description. And then we also have the Kindle reading challenge that was created by Spicy Cats Reads. I'll link her down below as well. And I'm going to try to use KU for this, and I'm getting a new Kindle for Christmas, and so I really want to make sure that I'm using my Kindle more. This is a great way to do that. There are some really unique prompts in here though that I don't necessarily know anything about, like Omegaverse. I definitely had to ask for help. Phone a friend on that one. All right, and then this is the cover hunt challenge that I'm doing with my Patreon. So I gave them a list of things to find on covers. They don't have to do it in the specific month, of course, but I made cute little patches and like kind of like Girl Scout patches, essentially, that have the thing on it. And so then at the end of the month, I will show them the patch, and then if they got it, then they can add it to their little page. It's gonna be really cute. All right, speaking of my Patreon, I do a buddy read every month. Basically, I film my TBR and then I put up a poll on Patreon and they get to pick one of those books that was on my Kerplunk TBR and then we read it together. We have a Discord channel, we talk about it. Sometimes I do a special vlog for it if I have a lot to say. Other times it's like, this was an okay read and I don't have a vlog for it. But you know, I try to do things. And then a lot of these pages kind of look the same, but I wanted them all kind of together. So this is the Buzzword challenge that is created by Kayla over at Books and Lola. This is something that she does every single year. I don't plan on doing this exactly the way that she does, where it's like January is this, February is this, whatever. I just put the actual things, and then as I fill them out, no matter what month it is, I will put it in here. Then she also did a Buzzword covers, which is very similar to my Patreon, but it is different things. So I thought, you know, I'll try to do it. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, oh well. All right, and then I have a self-destruct list. I did a video of these books will self-destruct, and I'm really bad about forgetting which ones they are. And so I decided to make a sheet of those. And it was just the title of them and then the result. Did I read it? Did I unhaul it? Did I read and unhaul it? So just, you know, a little check mark so that at the end of the year, I know what I did. And then I didn't have a single page, like a spread for this next thing, and I didn't want to leave it blank, so I just put this really pretty flower here to kind of tie back in that purple. Then we have our quotes of the year. I love this idea, so I did a bunch of picture frames, some butterflies and flowers and things like that. And then as I find some amazing quotes, I will just write them. I may need more pages for this, I don't know. But also I'm really bad at remembering what the quotes are, so this is just a good way to start things out. Then we have our special editions. So this will eventually be a shelfie. I have them. I have the little months here as well. What I don't know what I'm going to do is how I'm going to color this in. So do I put in the books when I got them or when I read them? Because then I could put the past books on here as well. Or here's an idea. I could compromise that. I've just thought about this. I could write them in when I get them and then color them in when I read them, because then it will be more of an incentive to actually read them, and it will help with that goal of reading what I buy in 2025. If you have any other thoughts, let me know. All right, and then this is my priority series. I did a video on this as well. So this page right here is books that I am only one book behind, and so the transparency on it is just like extremely low, and so I'll be able to just, you know, turn the transparency on once I read the book. And then this one I am multiple books behind, and so I haven't even started some of these series. But same idea. As I read the book, I will just turn the transparency up and it'll hopefully be really pretty and colorful by the end of the year. Then I'm doing a 25 most anticipated releases. I do a video every quarter where I talk about, you know, upcoming releases and things like that. But I also wanted a page of like the ones that I think I'm going to love. So these ones may be ones that I have pre-ordered, ones I have ARCs for, ones that I am highly anticipating. And I want to try to read these 25. I may not read the ones that are in my upcoming releases because there's a lot of those, and a lot of them are just like, these are on my radar. I want to see what the reviews are. These ones I am hyped for. So my idea is that I will read these 25 and then I'll put the star rating underneath as I read them. The goal is that maybe like these will be 5-star reads. Who knows? Most of these are ones from authors that I've read before, that I've really loved before. So at the end of the year, I'll put in how many of them I did read as well as the average rating. The next one is a physical TBR sheet. So like I said, my goal is to reduce my TBR, specifically my 2024 TBR, and then also how many of the 2025 books I have read that I bought in 25. There you go. So each month it's just like a little thing where I'll fill it out. Here's the thing, for the majority of my journal, I don't need it to keep track of things. Okay, I have spreadsheets. I have a ton of spreadsheets. I have Goodreads. I don't need something to like track certain things for me, statistics and things like that. My reading journal is supposed to be aesthetic. It's pretty. It's more of a memory thing than it is statistics. However, this is something that I want to make sure is front and center. Okay, so I put it here. It's also in my spreadsheet. But every month I will just write down what I read, how many books I hauled, how many I unhauled, and then any difference. So like, what did that do to my TBR? And then in January, like I said, I will do a 2024 TBR, like what's on my TBR. And so that number will be right here. And then how many books I read during the year. And then this number hopefully will be this number minus 100. That's the idea. All right, and so that is all of the yearly pages. I may add more as I feel like I need it, but for right now, that's what we've got. And then we move into our monthly ones. These are pretty blank because I haven't done my TBR or anything like that, but I do kind of want to show you what I have set up. So this is just kind of the header page with the calendar, and then I will write my Kerplunk TBR here. I have a really bad habit of like forgetting what the prompts were, and then if I swap anything out, I don't remember. So we have to write it down because, you know, object permanence and all that. And then we have our like breakdown page. I love seeing this. And so essentially what I'm going to be doing is highlighting the days that I read a certain book, and then I will color this in with whatever book that I read. So if I read my first book, it takes 2 days, I will like highlight it green, and then we'll make this green. And then I might make the titles over here depending on if they don't fit here, if it doesn't look good. I don't know what we're gonna do. And that is it. That is the journal. So it's pretty basic, but I'm excited about it. I will have the app linked down below if you are interested in it. I'm not an affiliate. I don't make anything off of it, but if you are interested in it, it's been a really fun thing. There are so many different like sticker collections, like these different things that you can do. There is, I mean, like there is an entire collection of just washi tape. It's so fun. I don't think I've even seen everything that's in here, but it's just fun to look through it and everything like that. So anyways, I hope that you enjoyed that. If you have any questions, let me know down below. And if you are interested in any of my other planning content for 2025, I will link one of the videos right here. That is all I have for you today. If you are new here and you have not yet subscribed, there's a little button that you can do so down below the video. If you'd like to hang out with me more, the links to my Instagram, Goodreads, Twitter, and my Patreon are linked in the description below. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!